Here at the home of everything Frederick, which is 401 North Market Street in downtown, just hanging with Joe Adkins. You are running for, it's called City Council now?
That's right.
Right? District 4.
District 4.
Now, I know there's been a little bit of rearranging of some of the districts, right? Because now there's 7 people running when typically there was 5, or is that correct?
No, they changed it from 5 to 7, right?
Right, because it's not all at large,
right,
which I actually appreciate. I think people should know who's in their district, and Frederick is even.
It makes it a little bit more manageable for me.
Does make it a little bit more manageable. All right, Joe Adkins is running. So you were telling me first time running for an office.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, and your wife?
Yeah, Julie convinced me. I was watching the mayor and board council meeting, and she says, "Just run. You know you want to." It's like, okay.
So had you been kind of talking about it, or you just been engaged in politics a little bit, or you've been one of those where you sat back and you go, I'm just not going to not do anything anymore?
No, so I worked for the city for 35 years.
Okay.
So I was waist deep in politics, I guess, not fully involved. And then when I retired, it was like, yeah, it's time. It's time to give back to the community.
Well, that's a great way to think about it too. Yeah. It is supposed to be a community service, civil service job in the sense that you are contributing back to the area where you live.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about what is happening now at the city level that you think, you know what, this is where I can make change? Because a lot of people are going to ask you questions about things you guys have no control over, which isn't fair.
Right.
So what are the things that you think you want to see a change in direction on?
Well, and I think the city's going basically in a good direction. What really scared me is the uncertainty at the state and the federal level with all the cutbacks and various programs. And, you know, after seeing the state sort of spend itself into a hole, you know, I had a great fear that the city might do the same thing. And that was one of the major reasons that I jumped in.
So fiscal responsibility. Yeah. You can't spend your way to success.
Right.
And you can't just cut your way to success. There has to be a great balance between spending and saving. And I mean, I kind of agree with that too. What other things would you like to have some impact on?
Well, I think the other thing, you know, the downtown's a great area. I love everyone loves the downtown, but I think the city as a whole needs to create focal points in different parts of the community to give a sense of pride, a sense of community to these areas. One that I floated a while ago, but a parade along Key Parkway. You know, everything happens downtown. But, you know, Key Parkway is a straight shot, 3 or 4 intersections closed down. It could be a multicultural parade of some sort.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a great location, easy to do. I think. Not that I ever did a parade, but
I mean, as an event planner, 100%. Why would that be the city's job and not the Golden Mile Alliance? Or so you would just want to encourage those organizations rather than the city taking it over?
Well, and I think so, right, exactly. I mean, the city could help, you know, maybe the first year or two to get it organized, to figure out, you know, all the logistics with the police and different things.
Yeah.
But I think the Golden Mile Alliance would be a perfect one to take that over.
Yeah, 100%. I do think there needs to be more things to draw people to the Golden Mile and celebrating the businesses that are out there, the families that are out there, and things like that as well. My big thing is, you know, I think, and, you know, even with the cutbacks with a lot of these programs and things like that, we have such a we're very lucky here in Frederick, right? We have such a rich nonprofit base that is supporting the people who need things. And I think we're blessed in that sense. But as well, I don't like to see my city taxes go up.
Absolutely.
I don't like to watch my, you know, we were talking about this last night. My house is assessed at a value almost 1.5 times what we bought it for.
Sure.
That doesn't benefit me until I sell it.
Right.
I believe that city taxes should be capped at whatever you bought your house for. I'm not using any more services. I'm not using more trash. I'm not using more snow clearing. Same exact 20 feet in the front of my place or whatever it is. So that bothers me. New people coming in, tax them for what they purchased their house for. Do you think that could ever happen?
I think it'd be tough. I mean, and I appreciate that because, you know, I have a house and I got my assessment, and it's a little eye-opening.
It is a little
But,
eye-opening.
the things that the city does great is, we support a lot of nonprofits. We do a lot of things that other communities don't do.
Yeah.
And, just the general cost of life, as much as it just goes up.
I know.
Not getting to the egg issue, but, you see it all there. I mean, it's like a microcosm right there.
I know.
So, I mean, I think it's a great idea. Maybe, and you mentioned capping it at a certain, if you owned your house for like 10, 15, make up some number, maybe you cap it there.
I would love that, because I'll tell you what's happening is our retired population, our seniors, they've been in their house maybe 30, 40 years, and their value goes up, which means their taxes go up. And when you're on a limited income, I think that makes it very difficult, and they have to sell a family home because they can't afford to stay there, even though that they've purchased it. Anyway, something to think about. I know you can't do everything by yourself. All right. So right now you guys are out campaigning. Now you don't have a primary.
That's right.
So you will be there in November for the election.
Absolutely.
And so District 4 covers what areas?
It starts at North Market up by the fountain on 7th Street. It goes up towards TJ, then over to Fredericktown Village, Monocacy Village.
Oh, yeah.
And then Dearborn, Warman's Mill, and then up to Homewood and the Crumb Farm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
That's an odd, that's interesting. Now, do you live in that district?
Yeah, I've lived in District 4 almost all my life.
Okay.
So, my kids were born there. We all went to TJ.
Yay, Patriots.
Yeah,
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, not, as a kid, I remember, walking underneath US 15 in the drainage pipes to get to the shopping center.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you're throwing it way back there, Joe. Throwing it way back there. That's awesome. It's really great when you're part of a community and you want to give back to that community. That is the total reason why I think some of these things are really, the districts going back to that is really, really important. Yeah. Is there anything in particular in District 4 that you think, I can help give a voice to it?
Well, the biggest, I'm out talking to people right now, and the biggest thing you hear is traffic. I think traffic, you get up there by 26 and Monocacy Boulevard.
Yeah.
And, I think there's little tweaks that can be done to help, but I think, part of growth is you get the traffic that comes associated with it. And, the city is in line to get US 15 widened to 3 lanes. And I think what the city needs to do, and again, this is not council, this is more the mayor, but what the city needs to do now is figure out what we can do to help mitigate the impacts to neighborhoods when construction starts. Like, do we need to retime the traffic lights? Do we need stop signs in certain places where we didn't have them?
Right.
Do we need a traffic circle instead of traffic? But just things to help during that transition phase, because I imagine it's going to be 2 years of.
Well, here's my thing. All right, I got a little solution for you, because I sit in traffic a lot. I think with AI technology, our traffic lights should be smarter.
Yeah,
it should start to learn the traffic patterns and have an answer based on that, because there's nothing worse. I work at WFRE. I sit at that light turning onto Grove Hill Road when it's 4 in the morning. No one's there. 4 in the morning, I have to sit there for 90 seconds waiting for the traffic lights to cycle. Drives me bananas. Really does. I've been very tempted several times to just go, but I don't. But I'm just saying. And, along Rosemont Avenue, same thing. Now we've got some new lights, but they just sometimes don't make any sense. Like, so you can put that one to the city traffic control.
I'm sure there's a cost for that.
I'm sure there is. But it should be coming down lower and lower every year. So anyway, all right. So you're out running. Where can people get more information about your platform and what district they're in? Where can they go?
Yeah, so everything I have is Adkins, the number 4, Frederick.
Okay.
My Gmail account's that, my Venmo's that, my website's that.
We'll make sure all that's on screen for people.
It makes it very easy.
Very easy. Yeah. Very easy. I love it. And the Board of Elections in the city, you can go find your maps in case your things have changed. I know for me, I think our polling place, our voting place changed for this election because it's an off year. Schools... I think it's at churches versus schools or whatever it is. So you're going to have to check that to make sure you're going to the right spot. But
And the city of Frederick has it all up on their website as well.
Yeah.
So
Well, we appreciate you stepping up. Look, I know it's not an easy thing, and you're going to be running hard for the next 60, 80 days or something like that. But we do it. If without people like you, we don't have change that we want. So appreciate it very much.
Thank you.